All right. We are back with another Ordnance cast. It's been quite a while, and there's no Ricky here because he's a Marine now. So no more Ricky. Sorry, everybody. But we have new co-host. Hopefully permanent co-host. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Dubstache.
Hi, I'm Dubstache. Uh, I have been making content since like 2017. Uh, yeah, just been hanging out, doing my thing. I met Chuck playing marathon, so we're just gonna. He wrote me into doing this, hang out with T.W.K a little bit more, and it's been
Are,
fun.
are
So,
we even allowed to say where we met because it was NDA? Like, does that break NDA?
uh, no, I actually looked at it because I got nervous with the recording. The only we can say that we were in it, but we can't
Mm.
say what we saw or like what we played.
I was on Dubstache's team.
Yeah, we
Uh-oh.
played a lot, like a lot. I do love telling that story. That was a fun weekend.
Good. That was good stuff. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna jump straight in here. We'll watch the trailer and then we can talk about it. I don't know if you want to just watch it on my stream. Hopefully, it's like good enough quality and loud enough for you to hear.
Yeah,
We will find out. Probably should have tested that before. Probably would have been smart. Guys off the screen here. And I'm gonna pause it and say things. If you see anything, you just holler, start screaming.
yeah.
Here we go. Oh, hang on, I'm trolling. Double barrel OP.
Tau City is dying.
Dude.
Poisoned. Its secrets. Buried and rotting. With the UESC holding a shovel. That's where you come in, Runner. A living weapon, reborn every time you break.
Double barrel OP.
No, it's showcasing literally everything.
Yeah.
The truth is in your hands. Survive or die.
Hang on. Hang on.
What, can you hear me?
I forgot to pause it. Oh shoot, I missed it again. It's so fast. Hang on.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness, I missed it again. There we go. uh we'll talk more about it, but I got put in the Arachne Discord
Yeah,
channel.
cited to.
Yeah.
I got put in purgatory.
Yeah.
I don't know how they took. It's a bot, right? They put a bot in
No, so
in the marathon.
it's based on your KD from the playtest. They took all the playtests that they did, and it's based on your KD. And if it's above like a 4, you got put in Arachne. And then I was in there, and I told everybody what my level was because my Arachne was like a 56 or something from doing the contract. Well, it's mostly like from killing people, and
Yeah.
like everybody in there was saying that was insane. It was pretty wild.
Well, you got that. You hit that playing with me, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's what.
Um,
That's
when
why
it,
you're in there too.
yeah.
I bet. Yeah, because I bet Arcades are pretty similar. Since we're just curb stomping lobbies. I mean, NDA
Yeah.
to NDA. Anyway,
What
I'm
lobbies
gonna.
are you talking about? Call of Duty Ghost lobbies, right?
Yes, of course. Or arc raiders. I love arc raiders. All right, here we go.
Oh, God.
There he is. Wow.
Oh, wait, go back. Go back to that still of the fire team. Right
This
before the
one.
pre-order screen.
Or
Is that a
before.
different one? On the right?
What do you mean?
Is that a different runner? I don't think
That's Void.
I've seen them.
That's a Void
Oh, is
skin.
that Void? Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I've got some awesome pictures we'll come through here so you can see. Yeah. So those are just the skins you get with the deluxe edition, and Thief
Oh.
isn't there. Well, she is. You can see her. She's in the corner. This is supposed to be Thief right here, but it's Thief, Glitch, Locust, and Void. Well, I guess I have to say Thief, Vandal, Destroyer, and Step. But anyway, yeah, anyway, that was it.
Cool.
Look at that.
Yeah,
So,
it's on the cover art now.
yeah. Yeah, that's good stuff. Derp. Broke everything. Everything's on fire. Everything's on. There we go. So what do we think? Give us your thoughts. Give us your initial thoughts.
All right. Initial thoughts. Thief. I was really surprised to see. First thought was Spider-Man, obviously, but uh, I I was like really excited about the idea of Thief, and then I was like, I wonder what Chuck thinks because you basically take all the positioning stuff and toss it out the window by having a get out of jail free card. So
Yeah.
I was curious what you felt about that.
Just because of the grapple? Like,
Yeah. Like you get into a sticky situation, you can grapple right out.
I think it's a bit silly that they chose to make it so she can grapple. It's almost not a grapple, right? Because you don't have to touch anything. Like you can go anywhere you want. And I think that's a bit
Yeah.
silly. Like the maps are designed really well. We have really awesome buildings. I don't know why it couldn't just be like a regular grapple. I don't know. It's gonna depend on like distance. And in reality it's gonna depend on like how strong it is when it's like full build. Because like default everything, I don't think it's gonna like matter at all. It's kind of like the double
Yeah.
sprint that Locust has. But like once I get all of the afterburner upgrades and stuff, like that kit feels like it's really strong. And same with like a bunch of the cores. So if it has like really nutty cores that give you like a third grapple and stuff, then I think it could be really strong. But yeah, I don't
The
know.
cores look crazy too. Some of the builds that I was seeing that they were featuring, I was like, if this is what you're featuring, it's
Yeah,
what's actually in the game.
we had most of them. We played with most of them. There were only a handful there that weren't in the one playtest that we. Yeah, some of them were pretty nuts. Most of them are like not game changing though. So I don't think I'm too worried about any of that stuff. What did you think about the that troll part of Thief's Kit? That's the this is obviously the different video when they revealed her. But
Yeah,
like
with the loot.
yeah, what do you think about the drone that can pull the loot out of your backpack, enemy backpack?
I think that's a fun gameplay mechanic. I bet there's gonna be like it prioritizes certain things. So if there's like map keys, because remember there was like certain things where you could interact with, but you had to like pick it up and then run across the map. If
Yeah.
there's like quest lines or anything, I could see that being like used for those kinds of moments where you're chasing after someone.
I,
Um,
I think it's kind of troll, honestly. I don't know when that's
I mean, yeah,
gonna.
it's like half the kit's good versus like I'm thinking through like Blackbird or Glitch or any of those, and I'm like, I still have utility the entire fight. What's that gonna do? It's not gonna take anything off that person just out of their backpack, right? That's how it was labeled.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you score something crazy like you go in low kitted, you get a double barrel that's in their bag randomly. I mean, I guess that creates like cool random gameplay moments, but from a consistency standpoint, I don't. It's just her grapple. That's the appeal.
Yeah, definitely. That's exactly what I think about her kit. Because I think the drone could be like kind of fun, but like what competent player isn't gonna notice you like pop the loot out of his bag, pick up the loot with your drone, and then like not come kill you while you're on your drone? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it just doesn't seem very practical. And then I
you'd
like
have.
her like scan through the walls to see the loot boxes and stuff, but like. How about when I'm at 400 hours? Do I ever need to push that button? Because I'm gonna know where everything is. So I feel like that like loses value the more experience you have.
uh, I mean, you could argue that if you're at 400 hours and you have a bunch of keys, you go in with a thief and you're like, is the door worth opening?
Right, because she can see like what
She could see the
dynamic loot
value of
got
the
spawned in.
items. Yeah. Because there was like one yellow and a couple purples in there, but like, what if you had a full room of yellow? Like, yeah, okay, it's worth using the key on that.
Yeah.
I could see it'd have to be like some sort of synergy with the characters because like if you combo Void with Thief, you could make that work. Because then you like what you just said, you steal the item out of the guy's bag, you can't get away. But if you ult out with Void, you go invis, you can get across the map without getting shot or know where they're going.
Or something, yeah.
You could like, but that's the thing. It's like a lot of synergy based around the 3-player thing, and they leaned in more with like Rook with the solo play.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
felt like Thief had already been there for a while, and Rook was the afterthought.
definitely. Definitely. I don't know about like super afterthought, but I think Thief was like their first. Well, I mean like she's like the first runner that we see back in 2019 or whatever. Well, I guess the second one cuz she's the one that kills the blackbird looking one. So I think Thief's existed for a long time and she's probably been power creep. That's like kind of what my assumption is. But yeah, the grapple could be really good. It'll super depend on like its range and its cooldown. Like I'd have to just see how that feels. But it could definitely be game breaking. But I don't think I'm too worried. Still kind of
Yeah,
looks like Locust is gonna have the best PvP kit. Blackbird's gonna have the best utility kit, and obviously
yeah,
you can't rival an insta res. So I think the three kings are still secured. Honestly.
yeah. I don't think that any of that has changed with what I've seen. At the very least, Locust Blackbird was. I was like, there's too much information. There's too much utility. Plus, like as you get the gameplay knowledge, like overheating and all that stuff, like you overheat a flank, you have like you can see through walls with what you're pushing into. I don't know. There's just like too much info that you run with.
Yeah.
It's
It
like hard not to have it.
definitely. I don't see how anything beats like I can see you through the wall. My whole team knows where you are. My one teammate can run at triple the speed of anyone, and now you're dead because he's on top of you, and you didn't even know what happened.
I definitely feel like my perception of glitch is construed because I played with you so much. Because glitch should be what Locust is.
Could be, yeah. His kit's better.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't think
Uh,
that the average Locust player is gonna use it the way that I use it. Like he has a lot of like stuff that I was using not like I'm using his thrust as like a double jump, you know? So like I just
Yeah.
basically have glitches kit. And like I'm using his sprint speed and like that's basically her ultimate. But like I don't think most people are doing that. Most people are like trying to run around with their shield and shoot missiles at people and like it's a mobility thing for me, so
Yeah. Unless they change the cooldowns, which I mean, very realistic, but
yeah, we'll
it
have to
felt
see what kind
it,
of balancing they do for sure.
yeah. Um, Going back to like how it felt, like the trailer itself, if we're gonna focus on just that, I think that there was a lot of darker undertones. I think that they heard loud and clear from the original marketing of like it's not dark enough to be a marathon game, and it needs to feel more gritty and grounded and creepy.
Yeah,
I think that I think the original alpha playtest that everyone got to play did not display enough of that. I think it was too empty, and so people were just like confused.
yeah. Well, I think the pre-alpha test was like a super pre-alpha test, and I don't think that they were
Yeah,
ready and had any of that in. I think people thought it was supposed to be a lot more than it was. So yeah, like
yeah.
I think it looks a lot more like what it was always going to. I don't think it's a huge like they took a ton of feedback. I think they took some for sure, but I think for the
I
most
think
part it went in the direction it was always going to go. It just needed some time and less criticism.
yeah, I can give you.
But anyway, yeah, I thought the trailer was good. I thought they did a good job with that. I was a little bit sad that it kind of felt like it got forced out of them because somebody leaked the release date last night. Or I guess it was 2 nights ago, and like I saw
Yeah,
it on Twitter, and within like 5 minutes they were DMCAing everyone. It was getting taken down everywhere, and then like it just got too big too fast, and then it feels like their hand was forced and they released everything this morning.
yeah.
But
Well, on top of it, wasn't there a giant leak for like all their skins that they had? Like it got data mined or something?
yeah, all the skins got data mined, and then
My God.
the same guy who got that is the one. So he just posted this trailer. It was exactly this, and the first like 6 seconds got like super spreaded everywhere, and they were trying to take
Sucks.
it all down, but they just couldn't. Yeah, I feel a little bit bad for him that it feels like it kind of got forced, but I mean, it
I mean,
looks
that's
like it
par
was
for the
ready.
course.
It looked like it was ready and waiting. You know, it doesn't look like it caught him
Yeah.
off guard or anything. So
Nah,
what?
it's not like Rockstar where they had to like release something. They're like, yeah, all right, it's out. Let's release it. We're good.
Yeah. What do you
I
think
mean, with a March
about
5th. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
What do you think about March 5th instead of later in March? Because I know a lot of people were thinking it was going to be the end of March. What do you think about it being so early?
I think that I don't know. Based on what I've seen, it's been ready, and they were just doing minor tweaks to make people happy, like the loudest stuff, prox chat, some gameplay stuff. I don't know. The stuff that we saw that was changed from even the public alpha to like the changes they made in the Vidoc to what we saw there. Uh, I feel like March 5th is pretty on the nose. You don't have Arc Raiders. Like it's gonna be in the shadow of Arc Raiders because it's just Arc Raiders is so big. But I don't think that I think it having its own space, knowing that GTA 6 isn't coming out anytime soon, I think it has the space it needs to do its thing. And
Yeah,
like nothing's going on right now. So I think it was a smart move to push it back.
definitely. It's got a ton of breathing room now, which is good.
Yeah.
Well, besides High God, what do you have you seen High
A
Guard?
what?
High Guard, the new game that the Apex devs are making.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that.
A big yikes for me on that one. Anyway,
Yeah. That one's
um,
a miss.
that one's a miss. That one's a miss.
Yep.
So when it went um for the pre-ordering this morning, within
Mm-hmm.
2 hours it hit fifth on the sellers chart on Steam. Did you see that?
I'm not surprised, but I did. It was already when I went in an hour after the pre-orders went live. It was already on my recommended list, which usually means it's top 10 already.
Yeah, yeah, that's a big deal. I just thought that was super telling because like I feel like
So many.
all of the like criticism and all of the air around Marathon is like super negative, and everybody says it's gonna be the next Concord flop and this and that, and like every single feedback that we've seen that's like statistics from not streamers and not yappers, it's like super positive and it's all been really good. They had a ton of people in the October playtest, and then like within hours of making it go to pre-purchase, it's number 5 on the sellers list, and you literally can't even play it for another month and a half.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of moving parts to that. I think that Destiny 2 isn't doing so hot, and so they want to see like what that investment on time has been. So I think a lot of those players are interested. I think there's been a lot of word of mouth, transparently, because I think in even the general Discord, like the general discussions, not in the extra chats, there's been a lot of like curiosity because everyone says it's good and that they played it.
Yeah.
So I think that a lot of that's been word of mouth. And they smoothed things over with the artist, and they said that they had scrubbed it all and that they were satisfied with everything. I think that they did what they could, and yeah, I don't know. I think that fifth is just really telling that they're excited. Like they're excited, and people are excited. There was always that thing with Destiny as well. With every new release, it was like, oh, this is the one that's gonna kill it. It's like, but there's that silent majority that's just like playing the game and chilling, and like wants to just enjoy their time and doesn't have time to be in online forums about it.
Yeah.
And I think that Bungie has always catered to that kind of a player, anyways. So I'm not worried about that.
Speaking of Destiny, what do you think about the Destiny DLC getting delayed? That was supposed to come out on the 3rd.
March 3rd?
Yeah.
Hmm.
The next Star Wars little bit was supposed to come out on the 3rd, and it got delayed.
I think they know. They probably did some. When did they delay that? Was it before or after the?
It was today sometime.
Oh, it was today. Okay, what I think happened was they flip flop dates. So whatever day the Renegade Round 2 goes live is probably when they had the original marathon date go, and then they just switched it.
Yeah, so it's the Shadow and Order DLC for Destiny 2, and it's the expansion for the Star Wars thing. And they delete it. It's indefinitely. I don't think they have a date given.
I think that Destiny is in a spot where it's back to the drawing board. I think they had their obligations for Star Wars, and it's just kind of like they need to do right by it. I don't think that enough players came back for Renegade to justify that collaboration, and so they're trying to figure out what they need to do next. But I think that the problems run deeper than a collaboration that was mistimed.
Destiny's a whole nother topic, huh?
Yeah, I'm also like so far out of that ecosystem. I never played Final Shape. Touched Edge of Fate. I'm like so disconnected from the state of that game. I just know that if I'm feeling this way about it, I can only imagine what it's like right now. But I also like played too much of that game. There is such thing as playing too much of a video game, and I did play too much of Destiny.
I did it. I did it with Tarkov, and I will never be sad that I burned that game out.
Yeah, my opinion will always be super skewed. I make fun of you for like the Arc Raiders comments, but I don't have anything nice to say about something I spent 8-9 years of my life playing. So that's how I know it's been overplayed a little bit.
And that's how I feel about like most of the games that I play. I feel like I have like a bad breakup with it, and I have like some hatred deep down.
Yeah.
Okay, what's next here? Did you see they released their cast for the voice actors? And that was a super big deal.
I saw that there was a video about it. I did not get a chance to watch it. It was on my feed today, but I missed it. You want to tell me about it?
We could probably watch it actually.
Even better.
I'm pretty sure it's a short, not a video.
Can you show and tell? Can you show the class what you brought?
Maybe.
Okay.
It is just a short, but I can show it here. We can pull. This is so good because this is what I'm gonna use to beat on Arc Raiders. It's important. Kidding. I won't crucify it. Okay.
If that music wasn't in the loading screen, I would be so much more interested. That sound.
Kind of looks like it's just their names. That was a little bit anticlimactic, honestly.
Yeah, can you do it one more time? I was like spacing out for half of it.
Yeah. I can just tell you like the highlighted names if you want.
What's
So
the big one?
They have the guy who did Arthur Morgan in Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, wow.
They've had him for a while, and he's like the UESC. He's like one of the only humans that, and in the ARG that we got last year, 2 years ago. No. just last year. There's like a bunch of voice lines and stuff from him. It's like a really cool dynamic that they built where he's like arguing with the UESC drones, and they're like sad that they're dying, and he like doesn't see them as people, but they're like AI, so they're sad that their friends die. Anyway, so that's a big one. They have the lady who did Kerrigan from StarCraft. She's in there. They have another lady who did like a bunch of the Elden Ring female boss voice lines, and I saw people were super excited about that. It's a huge cast. They released some stats on it. Um and I think the payroll that they had was like millions of dollars for the voice actors. Um and people were
Hmm.
like super excited about that because the other game that this gets compared to is Sloperators, and
Yeah.
like it's all AI generated. Well, I mean the whole game's AI generated, but most importantly here is the all of the voice acting, right, is all AI generated. And that's how Final was too. That's just kind of how Embark's chosen to do things. That's the road they went down was to embrace the AI generation. Whereas like Bungie's gone the complete opposite direction, and they're doubling down on like this is super high quality content that's made by people, and none of it is AI generation. And that's like a super big deal that I'm seeing people get into like huge wars about on Twitter because um they're excited that we have like some real voice actors because people were missing out on it for our creators, I guess. But any of that matter to
Uh,
you? Care about any of that?
I was actually gonna ask you first because I was like, this is a podcast, so it's all about our opinion. So I was gonna be like, are you gonna share yours? What's yours? I'll go. I'll give you my honest answer
um,
after.
I don't think I originally cared. Um, I don't think it meant anything to me for a while. I don't think I like thought about the AI generation stuff. I don't think that I mind if it was AI generated before. And then I played 200 hours of our creators, and I think it's completely changed my mind. I don't think that like inherently AI generation is bad and low quality. I think if it's done in like a super rushed way with like super low effort, I think it can be like really bad. And I think it's a lot harder to screw up if you have
Like
like
you
voice actors and stuff, right?
like
Because
you type Gemini to create assets for your multi-million-dollar video game. Like maybe that's a little lazy.
yeah, definitely. And that's what they did, and that's why people were mad at them, right? Even the Arc Raider fanboys are like kind of upset about the for
They're like,
the
ah,
yeah.
yeah.
But I
I'm
mean,
like, what?
Arc Raiders has some great AI generation as well, though, right? All of those maps, not a single map in Arc Raiders is made by a human being, right? They went to real places, they took pictures, they plugged it into an AI generation machine, and then it vomited the map out. And like, there are quite a few flaws with those maps, but they're so big you expect stuff like that, and for the most part, they're pretty playable. So like, there are definitely some huge pieces of Arc Raiders that are AI generated that are more than good enough, like more than above board. But there are also quite a few pieces that even their biggest fans are upset with. So I think my opinion's been changed on a little bit, and I think I'm more skeptical of the AI generated stuff. And I think I'm more comfortable with any of the real voice acting, but it probably doesn't matter a whole lot at the end of the day as long as whoever's making it isn't Blizzard Activision. You know what I mean? That's my opinion.
Uh, yeah, I'm like somewhere one step short of you, but like the final line that you gave is kind of where I sit. So I don't really care. Uh, because like the whole point is that games are supposed to be fun, and I've been really trying to hone in on that. And the core gameplay mechanics of Arc with friends is fun. And I was really interested in the AI piece of like the AI on the map, like the arc, like wasps and hornets, stitchers and the queens and the matriarchs, like all of those pieces feel really fun to play against. And those are all controlled by AI generated use, but it makes for like an interesting movement, which I thought was new and different. I thought they were fun to play against. I'm kind of in the same boat with like the art piece of it because like that's like a mechanical coding piece of like making stuff move versus the pure art form of like putting it in an AI generator and having a map get spit out. I'm super skeptical of like the art piece of it. Um, So you say like voice acting is done all by humans and they spend quite a bit of money doing it. Like, I mean, it adds a level of richness to a game that is so far fetched and out of this world in sci-fi. I don't know. The more you can make something fantastic human, the more I can appreciate it.
Yeah,
And uh versus like having with AI stuff, it like has a glaze over it that you can kind of just tell.
definitely.
And I didn't really notice it until they said something about it, and then I went on to Dam and out in the swamp area, like between the transition between getting in the main middle area and between oh god, what's that dome area? Between dome and dam, there's like that whole like brush swamp area
Yeah,
where it has like all the trees and stuff. It just feels like it's glossed over a little bit. Like
definitely.
the
Right.
core loot areas are really well polished, and that just is kind of there.
Yeah. Right in between the domes and then the dam control tower, so like where you go to kill the queen. Same thing. Like the mountains in between that were like just not made by a human, and half of them you like can't run on. It's like really hard to get up them. Like there are things that are just like broken because
Yeah.
nobody ever runs there. So like they never went there to fix it. Yeah? And like there's like stuff like that all over our creators maps, and like at first it didn't bother me. Stuff like that usually doesn't bother me because like I think I'm pretty gentle on devs because I think I understand a little bit more than most people like how heavy it is to make a game, and like you can just get picked apart for the smallest things. But like the more
Yeah.
that I played Art Graders and the more spots that I found where like the floor wasn't touching and you could see through the map, or the trees that I would find that were growing in concrete.
God, you go down a hill and like your knees were in the floor and you're like, what is going on?
Yeah, stuff like that. Like the more that I saw it, and the more that like I know that it was just like everywhere, the more I just
Yeah.
like disliked it. And more than it being like an issue for gameplay wise, because like most of the time it wasn't. Most of it was like it just kind of hit me that like they didn't try at all, and like that bothered me, and I didn't want to play their game if they weren't gonna try. Like it felt like really like dishonest. That's how I would describe our creators. It
I
felt
think
like
if
a
they had
really
been,
dishonest game.
I feel like if they had been upfront rather than like put in the corner to like finally admit it, I would have been like, okay, if I knew what I was buying, then sure, I don't care. Like I chose that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Versus like finding
yeah,
out after the fact. There's been so many points. There's been so many chances of that with like live service games where it's like, oh yeah, this one will be better, and then you're just like, it's not better. They had other stuff they're worried about.
I especially didn't like that Embark tried to like silence the AI generation rumors by like posting a bunch of their videos about like their gray box states and stuff like that. But like you can see exactly where the line is on like what they made, and then like where they said Jesus take the wheel, and the other 60% of the game is AI generated. You know what I mean? And I really dislike that they like kind of tried to hide that. But yeah, I mean after a while they admitted it because like you said they got forced into a corner about it. But I don't know. I just
Yeah.
dishonest. It just feels super dishonest, and something about that is like really scummy to me, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But I found a better list of the voice actors. I'm gonna read you like the top 5 here. So they have Neil Newborn, who did Astarion in Baldur's Gate 3. I don't know if you played that game at all. Not for me.
Not played ball.
They have another Baldur's Gate 3, Jennifer English. Roger Clark is the Arthur Morgan voice actor from Red Dead Redemption 2. They have Fred Testosiorn. That is the dad in Gears of War, so like one of the main
Ah,
characters.
yes.
The only good part about Starfield is Emily O'Brien's character, Sarah Morgan. So she is in. They have a Final Fantasy voice actor I'd never heard of, Ben Starr. What else here? They've got a bunch. They have Asajj Ventress from Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the lady who did that voice
Hey,
actor. She's
no
in
wonder
it.
the price tag's so high.
She's
Sheesh.
actually Traxxas, the Traxxas voice actor. That's the one
Oh
that
my
she is.
god,
So
that
we've
checks
already heard her
out.
a lot. Yeah.
Oh man.
Anyway, there's a ton. It's a huge list. It's like 31 that they released here, and they're all from big games: Dune Awakening, Call of Duty, Guild Wars, Squid Game, Baldur's Gate 3, Fatal
Oh yeah.
Fury. Arcane. They've got 2 Arcane actors. Walking Dead.
Dang.
It's a banger cast. It's an all-star cast. And they went out of their way to pay for it. And like, I don't know that what that says to me. This is going to kind of lead into one of the things that I wanted to talk about that I didn't put on here. Is like there were a ton of rumors after all of the art theft. And like for good reason, Bungie caught quite a bit of flack for that because it's not the first time they've done it, and it was pretty blatant and it was pretty bad. But there were like lots of rumors, and people were saying that like Sony wasn't supporting them, and like Sony was gonna drop them. They had the round of firings of people in the middle of the year, right after the pre-alpha, and like it just kind of looked like Sony made this huge investment in Bungie, and then they kind of saw it start to drown a little bit, and they backed away, and they were just gonna let it drown on its own. But like what this shows to me, and then what all of the marketing that we've gotten, like just today, is that like Sony's all in with them. Like they're putting tons of money in these places. Like voice actors aren't going to make or break your game from like a financial point or make it huge, right? Our creators proved that for us. Putting all this extra effort into like the new PlayStation controller that they're releasing that has the special roller disc that's exclusive to the Marathon controller, like all that stuff is like Sony putting all of their chips in the basket of Bungie and Marathon, and like I think that speaks volumes that like they're gonna stand kind of united here rather than like Activision hanging their devs out to dry when they make a bad Call of Duty, you know?
Yeah.
And I thought that was super interesting that like they kind of all in here at the last minute, and it looks really good. Everything's come together really well. The perception is really positive. I don't see anyone say anything bad about Marathon like ever anymore. Or if they are, they're trolling and they say stuff like AI slop, and we're like, "That's wrong game, buddy. Wrong game."
Uh, I would hazard a guess if I was to just guess about what happened. I think with Pete Parsons leaving, the old CEO, I think that all Sony did was just ask a bunch of questions, and then Pete was like, "You know what? It's time to go." And then everyone else who like wanted to stay on the project stayed, and they put people in charge that could actually get the job done and like cared.
It was like a loyalty test, yeah, and they just kept
Yeah.
everybody
Like
who was all in.
yeah, and it's like there's a new sheriff in town. Are you gonna go? Are you gonna be with him, or are you gonna dip? Like, are you gonna go move on? And I think that the people who have moved on have done that, and then they were like making sure it was a cohesive product, making sure they were still on track, just like with some setbacks. And I think what's his name? Who's the game director? Ziegler.
Joe Ziegler's the one who stepped down and left. It's the other guy with the mustache.
Mm-hmm.
That was helpful.
Yep. No, Ziegler's still there.
Oh, that's right. I got it wrong.
Yeah.
Joseph
I
Cross
think
is the one who left.
yeah.
It's a Joe
I
and a
think that
Joe. So
I think Ziegler sat down with some of them and was like, "Look, this is what we got. This is where we're going. It's gonna be this. This is what it's gonna be." And they're like, "Okay, we trust you." I think there's a lot of trust put in that into the team that's been working on Marathon.
yeah, I think so too. And I think that's like I think it has worked out for them. Like it was I think it was a pretty big gamble, and I think it worked out, and it looks good. Looks a lot better. I think I'm like half in the camp of it was always going to turn out this way, and I think people just overreacted to a pre-alpha. Like I don't think most people have ever played like a real, because Tarkov broke the world, right, for thousands of reasons, but one of the biggest ones is they showed to game developers that they could just get away with murder by slapping early access on their game even when it's not, right? And like
Yeah.
like this is probably the
Yeah.
first time that hundreds of thousands of people have played a true early access pre-alpha experience rather than like this finished project that we're just adding on to
Yeah.
every year. And like
And I think
I
they
think that broke people's minds. So
I think that they treated a pre-alpha like a beta, and we're expecting more gameplay mechanics and like more like polish uh than what they got.
definitely.
I'm in that camp 1,000,000%. And I think the difference here is that Marathon was marketing itself as basically completed and going to come out in the fall, and we got a build like 4 steps behind that, and people started freaking out. Versus the reason that Tarkov could get away with it was they were very upfront, like, we're making our own engine, we're trying to do certain things. You can either buy into it or not, but this is exactly what you're doing. And I think there was some miscommunication on like expectation, and also like people are just hypercritical of Bungie because it's a super OG AAA studio, and there are expectations surrounding that, and they have to meet those expectations. And
Yeah.
some of them are impossible. Like some people are just always going to be pissed off, and just like not have faith in it. And there will be people that are gonna be like see it for what it is and be like, all right, yeah, sure, let's try it.
Yeah, yeah. Not to beat the dead horse with the dead stick on the dead rock, but like to quote everybody else who says something is like, I super think that there was a huge chunk of Destiny players that played that pre-alpha, and they're mad at Bungie because they think Marathon is what's killing Destiny, and like they were just ready to kill whatever Bungie made there. You know, like no matter what, it
Yeah,
was gonna die.
yeah. I mean, it's the end of a 10-year, it's a decade-old story, so
It's
I don't know.
time for it to
That's
be
why
done. Huh?
Marathon feels so refreshing. It's like I fell in love with extraction shooters, and now like one of my favorite publishers that I've been playing their games since I was a kid is making my favorite genre. Like I don't care that it's entry level. Like get more people into it, because then I get to show more people Tarkov later down the line. It's like you want a really gritty like game that makes you mad and doesn't care how you feel about it. Like let's go play Tarkov for a little bit.
Yeah, Tarkov will make you cry.
Yeah, if you want to cry while playing a game, let's go play Tarkov. If you want to laugh and have a few good laughs, let's go play Arc Raiders. If you want to be somewhere in between, let's play Marathon. I think.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how hardcore it comes out and how it feels. It felt like it was pretty hardcore. It felt like it was a bit more hardcore than Tarkov as far as like the PvP went. When we play, and I think that's gonna turn a lot of people off because I think it's gonna be pretty brutal. Like I think, um, my brother keeps making jokes every day. He says, "I don't think these controller kids are gonna know what hit them." You know, I think it's gonna be brutal. I think they're gonna be shocked at how competitive and how balanced the combat is. Like that's the reason that I love it the most is because like it's the evolution of first person shooters that we should have had for a long time. It runs extremely well, it's very balanced, and it is almost completely and utterly skill based. It's the exact opposite of Arc Raiders, and it's the exact opposite of Tarkov. Your gear almost doesn't mean anything in Marathon. It is all about what you can do with the buttons that you have available, and like that feels really good, and that makes it really hardcore, I think. So we'll see. We'll see how hard that hits the casual gamers, but I have a sneaking suspicion that they're gonna hate it. It's gonna be too
Yeah,
hard. But,
I think it'll have that Apex feel personally, where like people hop in, they play a few games, they hang out, they just kind of jump in whenever, and the hardcore people are like gonna live and breathe it.
yeah, I hope so.
Like I'm just thinking about like early Apex where it was like
Never
right
played.
before Ranked came out. Oh man, it was like right before it came out and Wraith was the best. It was just like you had like this certain echelon. It was like obviously the streamers, but there was like a certain level of player that was like playing a lot and like doing weird shit on there. And then there was like the casual dad gamers that would come and hang out with me every few hours for the stream and just like mess around, and we just like go in the lobbies and just like do dorky stuff. Like you're gonna have like that wide range. I do think that if they keep that wide range of interaction, I think it'll be fun and interesting.
Well, and I think that they're doing a lot to push the casual side of it as well. Like they're definitely doing a lot to try and help with the learning curve. I'm excited to see if anyone can make an extraction shooter have enough of a casual intro and like hold your hand enough that like you can get past the brutal aspect of losing everything. It's Bungie. So I'm excited to see how casual people react to that. So
Yeah, I'm interested to see too because we're already not casual. I would like to consider myself casual, but that's just not the reality of it.
yeah,
I still know that.
casuals play 3 games a week. I don't
Yeah.
think I've ever been in that category, unfortunately.
No, no. There was a little bit of a time recently, but no.
A little bit of a time.
A little
Okay.
bit of a time.
All right. The other new news for Marathon is the new ARG. Did you see anything about the DAC cards on the Discord and the codes that are slipping around?
No. Oh, are they like a bunch of you can download these codes and get certain skins and stuff?
No, you don't get anything. Well, we don't know yet. So the first ARG that they did, which is another thing that Darko gave us. Holy shiz, I'll never get away from him. The first ARG that they gave us was like
I'll stop you right there. Destiny 1 actually had an ARG that was community based. So they've been doing this for a while, like Bungie has. They
Tarkov's
have the
just the one
knowledge
that like broke the world with it. But
I mean, the community based one was forever ago and it was like pretty extensive. There was like it was like a Discord of like 3,000 or 4,000 people working on it. Like and it took them like 2 weeks to figure it out.
interesting. I don't remember a
Yeah.
whole bunch about the Tarkov ones because I was a little kid, but I know that they were huge. Anyway, um, so I know that the first one that they did, where they had like the painting, they paid the one artist and they painted the marathon glitch on the wall in Japan or whatever. I know that that one was like super big and it took a super long time. People were super excited about that, and that's when we got the first Vidoc, or not Vidoc, the first trailer for the game, which is the Osmidas trailer. And I know that we had another little one last year, which was the reveal of the guy from Red Dead Redemption 2, and that's where we got a whole bunch of the stuff about like what's happening on T.O.C. That was like way more focused on like what we're going to be doing in the game. And then this new one is like the first one that I've like paid attention to. But so what they're doing here in the trailer, in the description of the YouTube video on the trailer, there was a code, and you could take that and you could put it into their Discord, and it like activated the next thing. And then the next code that people found was on the fresh website that they launched today, which is like marathon.tauceti, and it's like a map of Tauceti and the marathons there, and they found another code in there, and they put that one in, and that's as far as people got today. And it upgraded a DAC card on the Discord from 1 to 2, which is like what they used on the last ARG or whatever. Jake the All Right has a super awesome video on it that he released today, and he shows you how to do it. And they're trying to get everybody to go in and get their DAC cards to 2, because it's like a certain amount. It has to be like 200,000 or whatever before they release the next thing. But I mostly just wanted to mention again that like they're all in here, and like they're doing another ARG. This is like the fourth ARG that we've had for Marathon. Like they're just
Yeah, they eat it up. Well, it helps
dumping
with
content
community
into it.
engagement
Definitely.
because like everyone's just talking about it and they're like, I can't wait for this game. It's just gonna keep us busy until the game's out.
Yeah. But anyway, I thought that was cool that there was the new ARG. I thought that was super fun. But
Yeah, that's awesome.
okay. What do we got here? The free weekend. They've said multiple times that there's going to be a free weekend. I wanted to get your opinion on when you think it will be. Do you think it's going to be weeks before the game? Do you think it will be the weekend before the game comes out? Do you think it will be weeks before? Do you think it'll be a full month? We've talked about this quite a bit. Like, in order for them to get like some proper data from the test, like they're gonna need some weeks to process, right? Like if it's gonna be, so they've said it's gonna be a free weekend for everyone, right? So like
Yeah.
that screams stress test to me for the servers, and like
Yeah.
if that breaks something, you don't want that to be 4 days before your game comes
No.
out. So
If I remember
what do you think for the
correctly,
time frame?
I think the same workflow. I mean, the systems are way different than they were a decade ago, but when they did Destiny 1 and it was like a whole new game and a whole new process, they did Iron Banner as a stress test for the weekends. And that was like 3 or 4 weeks before launch that they did that.
Okay, so like maybe beginning of February, middle of February, you think is when we're
Yeah.
gonna
I would say like
get
second, third week. Yeah. That's my
interesting.
guess.
But I think it's just gonna be the weekend before. That's what my bet's on. I think it's
Woo.
just gonna be right there.
Oh man, but if it gets stress tests and then you have like your day one logins, like that's what I'm worried about is like that's another thing Bungie's historically bad at with the same as Tarkov is just like day one launches are just a nightmare. Like
Yeah.
if you're gonna take time off to play the game, just do a day 2. Like don't even bother with day 1.
Maybe even
Like
skip
just
the
set the
first week, dude. Holy.
no. Usually they'll fix it by day 2. But like day 1, you're just sitting in lobby queues waiting, like sitting there. Like I want to be playing this. I'm using my day off. I can assure you from that perspective, just do day 2. At least do day 2. Don't even bother. Just watch your favorite streamer on day 1. Be miserable, waiting to get in the game.
That's horrible. I would not wish that hell on my worst enemy.
I did it for the 1.0 launch for Tarkov. We took a day off and like 4 of us sat in Discord all day and didn't play.
I bet that was kind of a sad day.
It was a little bit of a sad day. I think it killed a lot of the wind in our sails. No, I don't think we finished the campaign. I think one of us made it escape from Tarkov.
Jeez. I didn't even go back. Broke up with that game.
Yeah, Tarkov is your destiny. I get it.
Yeah, well, I think Mordhau's my original destiny. Tarkov's my destiny too.
Oh my god.
uh,
It's brutal.
okay. Do you want to talk about the editions of Marathon? Well, first, since you bought the game already in the middle of the day, the second that it came out,
Yeah,
tell us which one you bought. It's not the collector's edition, or is it?
I definitely did get I got it.
You bought the collector's edition?
Oh, absolutely, I did. Of course, I did.
Holy.
When I'm all in, I'm all in.
You dropped a 230 for the thief statue,
I will
huh?
say, I did see it, and I was like, that is bold of them to be doing. But I was like, you know what? I have a vision for like my setup too, and I have one figurine from Destiny. So like I played like 12 years Destiny. I have one figurine, and I want a shelf like right here, and I want it like with all my favorite games. So I was like, all right, well, this will prove the point that I was there at the start. So
Holy. Wow, I was
it'd be
looking at like my friend's
it'll
activity. I was trying to see what edition of the game you bought, and then it hit me at one point, and I was like, he bought the collector's edition. That's why it's not showing me.
That's so funny. Yeah, I only do that once in those kinds of games because, like, you know how like with Destiny, every raid has a jacket and that kind of stuff. I was like, I don't do any of that stuff. I can't like all the in-game stuff and like make sure I get like all the emblems. But
Yeah.
when it comes to like actual, I'll do it once and then call it good.
I think I learned a super valuable lesson from Sea of Thieves. 'Cause like my brother kind of shelled out, and we bought some of the rare stuff at the beginning of Sea of Thieves, and now here
Mm-hmm.
we are like 5 years later, and like I have this skin that's worth like $1,000, and I'm like, do I ever want to miss that opportunity again? And like, I don't think so. So I think I'm gonna buy it too. um,
Yeah, I got nervous when I was like stuck in a line. I thought it was going to sell out because historically they've sold out pretty fast.
Interesting.
Like Bungie related stuff specifically. If it's still up, that's great. Because I know it's pre-orders, so they can like made to order kind of like they have all the formatting. They just need to print out however many. But I got nervous because there was a line an hour in, and I was like, oh god, is it already too late?
Jeez. Yeah, it looks like they're just gonna offer it until like March 5th is what it looks like when I was like looking at their website. But
Yeah.
I wonder if there will be a finite amount. But did you read through it and like see everything that you get before you bought it, or were you just like, I
Yeah.
have to have it?
Oh no. I read through the whole thing. I was like, this better be kind of like, what are we getting out of this? They did repeat the list twice on the Bungie page, which I thought was funny. They
Yeah.
made it look like there was more stuff, but it was just the same thing twice. And I was like, I'm reading the same thing. What is happening right now? So I thought that was kind of silly, but
tell us
that's like a minor like
tell us everything
copy paste
special
thing.
that you got here with this. Break it down for us.
All right, let me pull it up real quick. I got. Jeez. Okay, so you get the deluxe edition by default. Then you got bought into. There's a Destiny emblem, which I mean, all right. I have to re-download the game to use that.
Never again. Never again.
I'm not gonna say that because I did really re-download for Edge of Fate. I just didn't finish it. So you get the figurine, obviously. You get the case. which I think that as a backdrop, like if you're displaying, looks really good. The case has holographic pieces to it, so like the entire thing, front to back and packaging, is all set as like a art piece, which I thought was cool. And then it has like the little worm that everyone posts in Discord for like how they create their runners. That's like a little
The
thing, and
second
then they
Gucci
have some.
worm. Silkworm.
Yeah, yeah. I've I've not heard that yet. That's hilarious. Then they have some postcards and a patch, and then they have like all their game stuff. So I thought that was just like worth it. The art postcards look cool. I don't know what I would do with those, uh, but I don't know. It's just nice, like, because initially, like you buy it, everyone's like, oh, you just buy it, but then like you said, like 10 years down the line, it's worth like 2-3 grand, and then you like are running around with it. They're like, oh my god, this guy's been playing since like alpha. If you bought the collector's, and this is crazy.
Yeah.
I, w-
Yeah.
I hope that there's. Almost wish that there was an alpha piece that we get, uh, that I could like tag team with the collector's piece. I think that that would be cool.
Yeah, I wish they gave anything of that stuff. Wonder if they'll do something for the free weekend still, like just an emblem or something in game.
Yeah, they probably will. And then everything was sent digitally, which I was kind of hoping for a CD case. I mean, with that kind of steep, like physical media,
Yeah,
I'm one of those guys that's like, can I at least have it?
your
And then
age
just
is
give me a
showing.
code. Yeah, yeah. So
I
I
would
mean,
I would also want a physical copy if I was gonna pay like that. Wouldn't that be part of the collector's edition? Like, shouldn't that be
yeah,
a?
you would think so. That's where like maybe my age is showing, but like at the same time, like I remember my very first collector's edition I ever bought. This will age me. I bought the Gears of War 3 collector's edition, and it
Ow.
had like the cog symbol, and it was like super ornate. And then you open it, it was like the disc and like the box, and it was a special box that came only with collector. It was like all that stuff made it look. It was like that much more to it, you know. So like, why isn't the thief figurine or like the standalone box piece with all of its parts? Like, why isn't that holding like
Yeah. Uh,
so?
just a fun
I
fact that I wanted to
That's like the
insert
only miss,
here.
I think.
Yeah, I was 9 years old when Gears of War 3 came out.
Had to have been when did that
2011.
Oh,
2011.
that's when I graduated high school. So I was 18.
Oh, awesome. The
It
only
was like one of the
thing that you get with this collector's edition that is in-game content, that I was like, I was disappointed that there wasn't more in-game stuff. You only get the two things: it's the zero-step emblem and the zero-step background. Everything else is just like the deluxe edition. Um, I like
yeah.
I was super disappointed. I think with that, I expected like a skin or something, but
Mm, I feel like with collector's editions, it's for the collector, right? It's not
I think
for
so
showing
too.
off for everyone too. So I would push back on that with just like it's for my
That's
shelf. I don't
that's not what
care
it's
if
for,
anyone knows.
huh?
I would rather everyone know that I play the alpha and like rep whatever that comes the
Yeah.
like because then it's like I put the time in to make this game what it is.
Um, what do you think about the $20 price increase to go from standard to deluxe? And it's like kind of just for the battle pass. Well, I guess there's the 4 skins, um, and then the 2 gun skins, but like pretty much you're paying for the battle pass. What are your thoughts?
I think it's pretty industry standard. They made a big deal about the 40, which none of us were surprised about. Um, and like you basically just are you gonna do the battle pass or not? And they gave you an option not to, and they gave you an option to, and so
Gave you an
I don't
option
know.
to not buy the collector's edition with the game too. There was a cheaper version, which I thought was kind of silly.
Yeah, some people just like, or like they'll wait a little bit and then they're like, okay, yeah, I bought into this. I don't know. Bungie does a pretty good job with options, whether or not the price point justifies it. But I mean, they keep doing it, so it must be justified some way, right?
Must be. Anything else you want to say about the additions of the game? I thought they were pretty straightforward. I thought they were pretty clean. I thought it was pretty reasonably priced. I didn't feel like I was getting Call of Duty or Diablo. Yeah, I thought they looked good.
I think I wouldn't have done it if I hadn't gotten to play early.
Oh,
With what I had seen, if I was outside looking in, I would have done the deluxe edition. I don't think I would have done the collector's edition.
wouldn't have even been interested, huh?
Nah.
You bought a collector's edition for a figurine of a character that we didn't even get to play. How does that make you feel?
Feels like an investment in my future. No
it'll
regret.
it'll go on the
No
shelf
regrets.
someday. No regrets. uh, that's awesome. Wow, I think I'm gonna buy one too, and then I'll put one on the shelf behind me as well. We can share. We can both have a thief. Thief king.
Hooray!
Okay.
Look at our loot.
uh, right. What else? That's pretty much it for the new marathon news. There are some other things that we haven't talked about, like the shells sort of getting renamed. Um, they released all of the marathon skins that you said you didn't want to see. You wanted to be surprised. You want to talk about any of that, or you wanna skip it?
I want to skip the data leak stuff for now.
Okay. All right. Well, we're like right at an hour, so we'll finish up here. What I've got one more thing to ask you, and then if you want, we can do a story time. Um, but the Dubstache rebranding. We need to hear about the rebranding. We have a default PFP on Twitch. It's throwing me off. I don't know who I'm watching. It scares me. Listen,
Uh,
listen. I'm Twitch Prime, or I'm not Twitch Prime subbed. I'm just full regular subbed to Dubstache on Twitch. Okay, I need to know that my investment is being used wisely, and this is a shareholder meeting, and you need to convince me to continue on. I'm at 2 months, and I need to decide if I'm doing a third month or not.
okay, we are transforming Dubstache into a different channel entirely, and so it will not be named Dubstache.
You're not gonna be Dubstache anymore.
No. I'm gonna keep it in
Oh,
Discord as default, and then have my like in my Discord be what everything else is. But
okay.
Dub
What
is not
what's
gonna
the
be
new
like
name
the
gonna be? Do you
content piece.
know what the new name is?
Yeah, I got a name. I have logo. I have
Oh,
basically all the artwork done. We just need a few more pieces to finish up.
it's gonna hit all at
And
once, huh?
yeah, I want it to be like uniform, come
Do
out
we,
all at the same time.
we get like a
It will be before the second. It'll be like the first week of February
okay
latest.
first
So
week
we
of
got a few more
February?
weeks.
Can we do
Yeah.
we get like a snippet? Like can we get like a hint or like what's the name
Mm,
gonna be?
we're going closer to reality.
Okay.
So it's like my nickname growing up, and so the approach this time is not like some alter ego. Because when I first started the channel, it was like an alter ego to like me as whatever.
Yeah.
But this is more like it's just all me.
Okay.
I try to be like a little bit more authentic with my approach.
Interesting. Is the YouTube also going to get rebranded? Because that's even more different than what your Twitch is.
The YouTube is actually your sneak peek, so the username that you see on there, I have full branding around it.
Oh, that's the new stuff. That is
Yep.
the whoa. My
Yep.
goodness.
Big name change.
Big news coming. Holy. People aren't even going to
Mhm.
recognize you. They're going to unsub because they're going to be like, who's this? This isn't Dubstache.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little strange to some, but I mean the people who will stick around they'll always stick around and they've always been around. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
but
That was kind of
yeah, when
fun.
it
We
comes to
were we were in your stream when somebody joined and they were like, when I started watching you, I was just starting college and now I have a house and kids and a job, and I was like, wow.
yeah, yeah, that's why like the synopsis is that I've been creating content forever. It doesn't necessarily mean it's been successful, but it's been fun. This is more just like learning like learning more about it. It's like a learning thing. It's like I'm still treating it like a hobby. So like doing this, never did that before. Uh, recording and editing content on different platforms rather than straight live throwing out stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just like the whole thing is supposed to be more of like project rather than something more, and I want it to be fun and do fun shit with fun people.
That's
That's
awesome.
kind of the whole that's kind of the whole premise of why it's such a big change. It's also kind of like a fresh start too, because instead of like brushing the dust off a grave, it's like, no, this is new and planned. We have like something that we're actually gonna do with it.
That's awesome. I'm excited for the rebrand. I'm
Thank you.
super excited. This is gonna be great. I don't know
And
what we're gonna. I don't know if I can not call you Dubstache though. I don't know if I can.
I'm gonna leave it up. So like seriously, like in Discord and everything, like I'm just gonna leave it as Dubstache, and then just in my server profile, like that people see when they join from wherever it'll say.
It's gonna be so jarring for your Twitch viewers because they're gonna hear me scream Dubstache and they're like, "Why is this guy reacting to that? That's not
What
even
is this
his
guy
name."
doing?
Does he have a
It's like
name I don't know about?
yeah, it's like you have to be a knower.
Hmm.
Call you the OG.
Awesome. Okay, we are at the hour mark, so I'm good to stop it here. If you want, we could do a story time. I let anybody who comes on pick one if you want. Your choice.
Working in coffee, I have to know what the 5 gallon spill is.
The 5 gallon spill. You're gonna be super disappointed with this. Okay, the 5 gallon spill. So, when I first got married, we moved across the country, and I got a new job, and I was the lead painter for a
Oh no.
university. So we deal with a lot of 5 gallon buckets. I had like 3 of them in my van one day, and one of them tipped. The lid wasn't quite on all the way. They've got like these latches, and like people are super lazy. They don't get them off. You don't get them all. Horrible things happen. So I was in the parking lot for the stadium, for the main football stadium. I worked at UNL, so it was like one of the top 10, the Big 10 schools in the U.S. And I was in the middle of the parking lot on one of the game days, and it was like super packed. I was working one of the buildings nearby, and I opened my van door, and this huge dark blue gallon of paint full fell over, and it spilled all over my van, all over the parking lot. Spent like 20 minutes like scraping it all up and putting it back into the 5 gallon barrel. And then I went and I got some yellow paint and I matched the parking line that was there previously, and I repainted it with my brush so that nobody knew. And to this day, nobody knows. Nobody knows that I did that. Horrible, terrible mistake that costed hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
That's the 5 gallon spill bucket story.
Thank you for sharing that story.
I did a horrible thing, and then I cleaned it up without telling anyone.
Hey, it's all about the recovery. It sounds like no one ever caught you, so you
Nope.
did a great job.
Lucky break. Lucky break. One of the worst days ever. I remember being so nervous and anxious about that. But worked.
Funny.
That's our
Cool.
story time. We have to
That's a
make
good
a
story.
balloon. Poor Ricky. He wanted to hear that so bad we never got around to it. He'll be back at some point. All right. Well, that's gonna conclude it. We'll probably figure out a schedule, and we'll probably do more. I'm sure there'll be more marathon news before the next week or the week after, and we'll do more. There's a ton of other stuff we didn't talk about, like specifically the shell change of the names and if it actually changed them or not. And then at some point I wanna see how much you know about the marathon lore, how much you care about it, so we can dive in and talk about timelines and stuff, because I'm super interested in that. So we've got
Do
plenty
I need to
more, plenty more
do I need
marathon
to
stuff
try
to
and
talk about.
do I need to finish all the marathon games in the next week?
Maybe either that or we can play through them on stream. Something we'll do. We need to do Ghost as well here at some point. All right, that's gonna be it for this one. So we'll see you
Alright.
guys on the next one. Bye.
Bye.